Hello there guys, and welcome back to another Forza Horizon 5 video on my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be taking you through the entire Series 3 Summer Festival playlist, telling you how to complete each challenge to get each reward and get as many points as you can towards the season rewards this season. Of which they are, for 25 points we have the valuable, apparently, Ferrari 488 GTB. Very nice car. I believe that to be a nice car for S1 road racing, as it was in Horizon 4. And then for 45 points we've got a new car to Horizon 5 this month, the first new car, which is the 2003 Toyota Celica SSI. I really like this car, so I'm definitely going to be trying my best to unlock this as quick as possible so I can check it out, and I might even make a customization video on the channel for you. Speaking of customization, if you didn't see my video 2 days ago that I posted, I give you a gameplay of all of the 6 cars that came in Series 2 Spring. So there were 3 Lambos, a Ferrari and 2 Peels, so I'll link to that in the end screen if you want to go and see that. And I also posted my first ever YouTube Shorts video on me getting a bonus board, because I thought that would be a bit of an interesting one. If you do want to see any other videos like that, then let me know in the comments and I'll be sure to do it. So then, brand new series means we also have some new series rewards to check out. So for 120 points we get the brand new to Horizon 5 Zenvo TS1. I believe it to actually be called the Zenvo ST1. I don't know whether there's been a mistake, but that's what it was called in Horizon 4, so I don't know why it's the other way around in Horizon 5. Anyway, so you'll need to complete, I'd say, at least 2 seasons fully to be able to get that. And then for 200 points, which you'll need at least 3 or 4 seasons for, we have the 1971 Ford Mustang Mach 1, which is also new to Horizon 5. Both of these cars were in Horizon 4 and they've been now brought into Horizon 5 along with some of the other cars we saw last series, and some we'll see as we go through this series. So the last playlist, the Series 2 playlist, was the holiday season kind of theme. So we had Christmas trees, candy canes, the Horizon Wonderland, etc. This month is the Happy New Year playlist, where we've got lanterns, we've got other stuff on the map. Apparently there's new Trailblazers. I'll go over the full playlist in another video sometime during this week, telling you what rewards you've got to look out for that are new, and what things to look out for on the map. So if you want to see that, then be sure to subscribe to the channel. But without any further ado, let's get on to the first challenge of this week, which gets us 5 points and 160 Forzathon points. However, you'll only get 80 if you do not own the La Casa Soligera house. And that is the weekly #Forzathon challenge, so let's get on to that. Okay, so for this Forzathon you'll need to be driving the 2010 Lexus Lfa, which is 500,000 credits in the auto show, and as of last night when I checked, it was about 500 to 600,000 in the auction house. So it depends whether you want to buy one from the auction house that's already got a tune on it for a bit more, or buy one from the auto show and pop a tune on it. Either way, it doesn't really matter, it's about the same price, or you could just win it in a wheel spin if you're lucky. So, like I said, that's where this car is available. I've created a tune for you, which I'll pop up in a minute once I've been through the other challenges, just to make it a bit easier. I'm sorry to the purists, because I did put the Lambo Aventador V12 in it, so it's got 1,515 horsepower, but hopefully that'll make the challenge a lot faster, a lot easier and more fun to get it out the way, and then you can revert back to your stock V10 and enjoy the glorious sounds of the LFA. So, once you've got in your LFA and popped a tune on it if you want to, it's not necessary, but it'll probably help you, like I said, then you move on to Chapter 2. For this one, all you need to do is hit 200 miles an hour, that's essentially what it means. Now, this can be achieved with a stock car, but obviously it's going to be a lot faster and a lot easier if you make it upgraded. For example, my tune does 0 to 200 very, very quickly. 0 to 60 is 1.8 seconds. If you are in manual, I recommend launching it in 4th gear. That sounds a bit bizarre, but I did it and it actually gives you the best launch rather than starting in 1st, 2nd or 3rd. So just a little tip if you're planning on doing drag racing with my tune. So for the quickest method, just send it down the highway at any point and you'll easily get 200 miles an hour. It's got good handling as well, slick tyres, full aero on it, so you'll easily be able to get round corners. However, you can just do it on like the drag strip at the festival, for example, and that'll also easily complete it. So once you've hit 200 miles an hour, then the next chapter you need to win 2 road circuit events. So they are circuits, they cannot be sprints. And yes, you can use blueprints, but the blueprint I created last week for the cross-country or dirt one, I can't remember what it was, didn't work for me. I don't know whether it worked for any of you, so I haven't created a blueprint this time, but if you want to go and find a blueprint in like Event Lab or in the routes section, then feel free to go and try it out. However, I just recommend popping on your map and finding any race that you like, for example the Horizon Mexico circuit. You could even blueprint it yourself to 1 lap, so it's not a custom route, just make it 1 lap, go around, and you can't click restart. You have to go fully back out and back in for it to count, because otherwise it'll just keep counting the same one. So win any 2, they can be the same 2 or they can be 2 different ones, and you'll have completed chapter 3. And once you've done that, you can move on to the final chapter of this Forzathon, where all you need to do is drive for 20 miles. I think that equates to something like I think it's like something like 35 kilometres, but I can't be sure on that one because I'm not very good at my translations of miles and kilometres. I work in kilometres, but I don't know what the actual translation is. Anyway, so for the quickest method, just go up and down the highway a few times until it pops up. You'll be able to reach speeds of about 250-260 miles an hour with this tune. Just go up and down the highway, or you can just take it for a cruise around the map, like through the tunnels or wherever you want to take it, down the volcano pass. Whatever you want to do until you get 20 miles. It's going to take you 5 or 10 minutes depending on how fast your tune is, but once you've done that, that'll have that Forzathon completed, the no expense spared Forzathon, and you've got your 80 or 160 Forzathon points and 5 points towards your playlist, so really easy one there. So for the daily challenges, I'm not going to run through all of them because they're fairly simple in my opinion, but if you do stumble across anywhere you're a bit confused or it isn't working throughout the week as they pop up, let me know in the comments and I can always try and help you out. And if they are just not working at all, even after I've suggested something, you'll just have to submit a ticket on the Forza support website. And the one that's active at the moment, at the time of recording, reach 140 mile an hour in any Horizon story chapter. Just enter a story where you know you'll be able to go fast, like V10 or something, and then just send it 140 mile an hour and you're done. That's essentially all that is. And you can spend all of these Forzathon points in the Forzathon shop, which this week consists of the McLaren Speedtail for 700 Forzathon points, which is quite hefty to be honest, and the Illumicraft race car for 400 Forzathon points, as well as a face mask, which is really very relevant in the times, and then a motor here if you want to waste any points on them. So not as exciting as last week with the Forzathon shop, but it's also not too bad if you've got Forzathon points to spare. And the final way you can get these Forzathon points is by completing the Horizon Arcade. So just enter any arcade, it'll pop up as a little pink dot on the map every couple of minutes. Wait until it starts, complete it. Even if you're on your own, the difficulty is lowered massively. I've done quite a few on my own and it's really easy. The fastest I've done it is in about 4 minutes, so really easy. And just complete that all 3 rounds. You'll get 60 Forzathon points or 30 if you don't own the house, as with the other Forzathon challenges, and you'll get 3 points. So all of them things, the weekly Forzathon, the arcade will get you 8 points combined, and then all 7 dailies will get you another 7, so you can get 15 points from all of them challenges, which will really help you on this. Also, quickly before we move on, the tune for the LFA, which I forgot about, is called Crazy Forzathon. As I told you before, it's got the V12 in it. You can do 260 mile an hour, really quick, all-wheel drive. The share code for it, if you don't want to just type in my gamer tag, is, when it loads, there we go, 472594800. So you can type that in if you don't want to type my gamer tag in. So now I'm going to move on to giving you some more tunes. Okay, so now I'm going to give you some tunes that you can use for all of the championships, trial and games this season. So I'll give you all the tune codes, tell you what car I'm going to be using. If there's any tips that I need to give you, I'll do so. And then after we've done that, we'll move on to the stunts. So we start with the trial, which is called Winner Winner. Remember, in this one you're in a co-op team. So unless you've got a convoy of 6 people, you'll be racing probably with some randoms who may or may not be tuned, probably more on the latter. So you just got to try and race as well as you can against the unbeatable driver tires. I know last week's trial was in particularly quite difficult. It just depends on kind of what race and what cars you're in, depending on how the AI behave. So you'll be racing against the unbeatable AI. There's nothing you can do about that. But if you do manage to beat it, I'd recommend doing it with a friend or two in a convoy. You'll get yourself 10 points. So it's one of the easiest ways to get as many points in this playlist. And you'll also get yourself a Jaguar E-Type, which is quite a rare car, to be honest. So for this one then, you need a B-Class Rare Classic. So most of these are really expensive, but I've managed to pick out a really cheap one from the auto show, and I'll show you the tune that I've got for it that'll hopefully help you win. And also it's road racing, this one as well. Okay, so the car I'm going to be using for this one is a bit of a coincidence really. I didn't really look when I was picking the cars. It's actually the car that you win, the Jaguar E-Type from 1961. However, it's only 150,000 credits in the auto show, so if you already own it, then you'll get 2. Otherwise, the next cheapest car is way above it. I think it's like 800,000 credits, and most of them are in the millions. So the reason why I picked this one, because it's the cheapest. It was in C-Class stock, so it allowed for quite a few upgrades. It's on semi-slick tyres, all-wheel drive, rear suspension. We've got 330 horsepower. It's a bit of a grit build. We've got full aero, although you can't really notice it because it's just them weird flappy things. So hopefully, I've tested it a bit and it does go around the corners pretty quick. However, it really lacks in top speed. 134 mph top speed in B class isn't really too impressive, but hopefully if you can carry as much speed out of the corners as possible, you'll be able to use that and then block the AI. Just don't block your teammates because they get angry and it's kind of ramming, you know. So the share code for this tune is 166841365, and like I said, it's more grit based. You can't fully send it round the corners, but most average mid-speed corners you can go almost full throttle. So yeah, really good. I would recommend, if you can, using manual for this tune, because otherwise you're going to be shifting at really low revs and then you're going to lose even more speed. So just a little tip there if you can do that one. Okay, so next up we have the Event Lab creation. We don't get these every week, but we've got another one this week. This one is by Kanata Katagiri, who doesn't appear to work for Playground Games. All of the ones we've had since have been by the devs. This seems to be the first one that's not by the devs, but has been chosen by the devs to put in the playlist. So it's called Stunters Paradise, and there's a bit of a description there. I'm not going to read it. So this will get you 3 points in a wheel spin, and for completing this you'll need an A-Class Unlimited Off-Road. So I've got a car and tune for you, although you could just use a stock car because you're not really racing against anyone as far as I know. I'll still give you a tune just to help you out a bit. Now you've kind of got 2 choices for this one. There's 2 cars that I've got tunes for, both of which you can use for multiple challenges in this festival playlist. So the first one is the 2016 Jeep Trailcat. It's been a fan favourite of mine since Horizon 4. It was also good in Horizon 3, but I actually got Horizon 3 after I got Horizon 4, which doesn't make sense really, but you know. So this tune has got 920 horsepower, it's got really good top speed. Obviously we've got all-wheel drive, good off-road suspension, massive off-road tyres. There's 2 tunes that are absolutely identical here. One of them's Trailblazer, one of them's Games. Obviously it's neither of them that we're going to be using this for. However, I'll just give you the share code for both of them. So for the Games one, it's 112094657. And for the Trailblazer one, it's 838461122, or you can just use my gamer tag to find either of them. So the reason why there's like multiple choices is because if I filter it, you can also use this trail cat for the Come Rain or Shine Championship. And the other car you can use is the number 25 Ford Bronco, which we use for the Trailblazer. If you pick that car, you can use it for the Trailblazer, this event lab, and also the Come Rain or Shine. So it's really up to you. I'll show you the tune for the Bronco as well in a second, but either way you're going to be able to use either of these cars for 2 or 3 events, which is nice. Always nice to see where you can use one tune for a bunch of things like we did last week as well. So I'll go ahead and show you the Bronco one now. Okay, so for the tune for the number 25 Ford Brocky Bronco, it's called Seasonal TB, which stands for Trailblazer, but as I've just said, you can use it for 3 events. So it's got the racing 7.2 litre V8, which uses 850 horsepower, really good speed, handling, tyres, etc. So it's pretty much a match between this and the Trailcat. Same kind of horsepower, speed, tyres, etc. So it doesn't really matter which one you take. The only exception is this is the only car you can use for the Trailblazer, which we'll go through in a second. So the share code for this is 174150814. So now we'll move on to the tunes for the other championships. Okay, so for the Grand Jester Championship, which is street scene, we need an S1 900 GT car. So we had A-Class GT cars last week, and I used the Maserati GTS. I'm using the same car this week, just with an S1 tune on it instead of A-Class, just to keep it simple, keep your credits down a bit. The car's only 150,000 credits, so if you haven't bought it, it's one of the cheapest ones. I think it's like the 2nd or 3rd cheapest of the GT cars. So it's nowhere near as expensive as, say, the Aston Martin that's on the thumbnail. So the reward for this one is actually the Maserati GTS, which is very much a coincidence, and I've just realised that the reward for this one is the car that you have to use for the Trailblazer. So if you don't own the number 25 Ford Bronco, use the Trailcat to complete this championship first, then you'll get that car, and then you can do the Trailblazer, or you can just do it another way. It's completely up to you. I don't really know what's going on with the rewards and restrictions this week, but that's 3 up until now, where the reward is the same as the car that we're going to be using. So I'll hop in my Maserati now and show you the tune. Okay, so this one was a bit of an interesting one for tune. I tried rear wheel drive first, seeing as rear wheel drive in the A-Class build worked really well. You can hardly tell it was rear wheel drive. Tried it in rear wheel drive, just too spinny. With the Toyota Supra 2JZ engine in it, the racing 3 litre, whatever the hell it is. I can't remember what it's called, to be honest with you. With whatever engine the Toyota Supra engine is. I tried it with that in rear wheel drive, just didn't work, so I'm on full slick tyres, all wheel drive. It's got 1130 horsepower, so it's a bit of a power build. It's got full aero, so it does turn, but not as much as you would think it would. As you can see, the handling's only a 7.5, so that's like the maximum amount of handling you can get out of it, really. So it doesn't turn the best, but hopefully you can make up for that on the straights, because the acceleration is rather brutal, to be honest with you. So the share code for this one then is, when it comes up, 887117507. A lot of 7s in there, I have to admit. So that's that one. So now we'll move on to the final championship. Okay, so the final championship is called a Mini Adventure, and it's dirt racing where we need a B-Class Mini. And we, for once this season, we're not going to be using the car that we win. The car that we do win, though, is the Mini JCW buggy, that thing in the background there. Not the Cooper, the one in the background. It's a bit of an interesting car, really, but it's a decent reward. And a quick note about these championships, you do need to be on at least highly skilled driver tires as well. If I forgot to say that, and if you forgot as well, just make sure that you do that. So I'll hop in my Mini now and show you the tune. Okay, so once again here, it isn't too good on the power side. It only has 240 horsepower. It is very light though, it only weighs 1.2 tonnes. However, the acceleration and top speed isn't too impressive. So to make up for that, I've made it a kind of handling-ish build. So it's got rally tyres on it, or off-road tyres, whatever you want to call them. It's all-wheel drive. It's got the rear wing on it, which provides just a bit more downforce, and having tested it on the dirt, you can pretty much send it round the corners, which will definitely make up for the top speed. And the grip on the road as well with the rally tyres will be better than that of the full off-road race tyres, hence why I went with the rally tyres. So the share code for this one then is 118 914 984. So that's that one. So that's all the tunes I pretty much need to give you, apart from the ones for the stunts, so I'll quickly do that now. Okay, so in this video, unlike I did in the last week's video that never got posted, I explained that in the other day video, so if you want to find out why, then you can do that. And also in the video before that, I'm not going to show gameplay of these stunts, but I'm going to give you a few tips, and I'm going to show you the tunes, just to save a bit of time. So the Trailblazer, I've already showed you the count tune for that one. So it's the desert descent, and you need 25 seconds left on your clock. So I presume that means that you're going to start with 60 seconds, it'll count down, and you have to have 25 seconds left on the clock. Me personally hasn't done this PR stunt before, so when I do it I'll also get the 3-star objective as well. So as you can see, if I hover over it, it finishes somewhere. I can't actually tell where. it finishes somewhere. Somewhere is unknown, so that's that one. Then the other ones, the danger sign is up here. It's the Kalina danger sign. We need 178 meters, and we need a C-class rods and customs. I'll show you my tune in a second. So for this one, you're going to want to start round this corner, absolutely send it, and hopefully you'll be able to get it. And then the speed zone is the ring road speed zone. We need 86 miles an hour in a B-class 1998 Toyota Supra. As you can see, you can start anywhere. You've got these 2 tighter corners, which you can cut a bit as long as you stay on the side of the trees and the fence, and then that's what that one. So I'll quickly show you the tunes for the Supra and the rods and customs car now. Okay, so the tune for the Supra then is called Seasonal Zone, and a quick note as well, you can't use the Welcome Pack Supra as far as I know, unless you downgrade it, so it's the standard Supra from the auto show for 38,000. So the tune for this one then, the code is, when it loads, it seems to be taking ages to load tonight with these share codes, I don't know why. Anyway, it's 205 752 294, so that's that one. As for the C-Class rods and customs, I'll be using the 1956 Ford F100. The tune is called Seasonal Jump. It's got 750 horsepower, which is insane really. However, we're on stock tyres, so don't try to race it because it will not work. However, the acceleration is decent enough to get you up to about 150 miles an hour and smash that danger sign. So the share code for this one then is... There we go. So it's 777 480 841. So that's that one. I don't know why it said there was an error. It's just lying, isn't it? It's just absolutely lying. Okay, so that is thankfully now all of the tunes I need to give you for this week in Horizon 5. So just a few more things to finish off. The Horizon Tour, it was already completed for me for all 4 seasons, which is bizarre, I know, but I guess that's a bonus really. So all you need to do for that one, if it isn't completed, is click on it here, or pop over to the Horizon Tour thing on the map, which is near the main stage festival, enter, just accept the car restrictions that it gives you, complete the Horizon Tour, and then that's literally it. The photo challenge, #herding cats. We need to photograph any Jaguar at Farid Rueda's Lion mural in Play Azul, which is a bit of a mouthful. For that one we get a cat meow Forza Link reward. So the location of that is over here. So I'm just going to quickly pop road racing on because it's just behind the Goliath. It is literally just behind the Goliath here. So if you fast travel or drive to the Goliath and then just turn around, and on the wall to the left, as we're looking at it on the map here, so towards land rather than sea, you will see a little mural on the wall, and you'll be able to get it from there. So it looks like exactly what it looks like here, so it's like that lion thing there. and just get any Jaguar, go there, and that's that completed. For the Horizon Open Challenge, I'm going to get you, infect another player in Infected or Survival in Playground Games. So essentially all this means is enter Horizon Open Playground Games, and then in the Survival or Infected rounds, you just need to infect somebody else by bumping into them essentially. So not when you're the survivor, but when you're the zombies. For the Eliminator challenge, it's pretty much been like this since the start of Horizon 5. Just play the Eliminator via the Horizon Open tab again, and play until it says there's less than 30 people, 30 drivers left. But you can't just quit after that point, you have to get eliminated by somebody beating you in a head-to-head or in the final showdown. For the collectibles, Lights Out, you need to smash 25 solar panels. Now, as far as I know, I may be wrong, I believe these can be found around this area here, like around the here where you can kind of see a few buildings here. I believe that they're here, but if I'm wrong then feel free to correct me in the comments. So if wherever the solar panels are, somewhere around here as far as I can remember, just go and smash 25 of them in any car and that will pop up. And then the final thing we need to go over is the monthly rivals. So for this one, just hop in the Ferrari 488 GTB. You don't have to own it, it'll give you it when you enter the monthly rivals. Then you just got to go around the Plaza circuit, which I believe is the circuit in Guanajuato. Just got to post a clean lap, so that means no rewinding, no missing checkpoints, or no crashing into anything. You don't have to beat your rival. Once you've done that, quit, and that'll get it completed. So I'm pretty sure I've covered everything in the festival playlist. So if I have, then I'm thankful for that, because it's taken a bit of a while. I know this video is a bit longer than I wanted it to be. It's actually 10 minutes longer than last week's video that I recorded that I couldn't upload, which is quite an achievement really, but it's still too long really for me. I don't like it, and I'm sure you think it's probably too long as well. So if you've got any ideas on what I can do to improve these videos, whether you want me to just simply give tunes for like 5 or 10 minutes for each of the challenges, whether you want me to do tunes and then tips, do you want me to return to what I did originally where I do the PR Stunts video separate, Forzathon separate, and then just leave everything else? Just give me a few ideas in the comments, because I don't really know what you want to see, because if I do something then you might not like that either. So if you can let me know what you want me to do to reduce the length of these videos and make them better for you, then let me know in the comments. And also subscribe to the channel if you want to see me improve these videos in the future. So thank you so much for watching, hope you enjoyed, hope you enjoy unlocking the Celica as well as the car that's in the car pass. If you have car pass you can redeem that. I believe it's the Jaguar XJ13. I'll probably do a video on 1 or 2 of these cars at some point during the week, and I'll also do a summary of all the rewards that come in Series 3 as well sometime during the week. So thank you for watching once again, and I shall see you in the next video. Goodbye!